everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another combo of challenges. I'm doing a layout and video every day for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, and that's one where we take a Pinterest pin or a layout that we've been wanting to lift, and we bring it to life on paper. So this is the one. I'll bring it a little closer to the camera. It's a grid layout, and I love it because it's colorful and there are different embellishments all over it, and I'm influenced by that. But what I really loved was that the backgrounds of the layouts, whether they have paper or photos or just embellishments, were like scrapes of paint. So I'm gonna do that, except I'm gonna do scrapes of gesso behind mine. The next thing that's influencing me is this sketch from Mercy Tiara's Summer 2020 Inspiration Challenges, and it's a kind of tight grid with a photo in the middle, and it has embellishments at kind of in three corners. And the big thing is this doodled border around the tight collection of photos. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it as a guideline for where my scrapes are going to go. And then I have no idea whether I'm going to do, I have two photos. I don't know whether I'm going to do them in the middle here or, you know, I have no idea. I have some stuff here, and all of this stuff is from previous Mind the Scrap kits, because that's another thing I'm doing. Now this is actually from the latest, the July kit, but everything else is from previous kits. I just kind of pulled that all together because it kind of went with the photos. That's the third challenge that I'll tell you about. Mind the Scrap is having, it's just started, it's CyberCrop for the weekend, and I'll just say that the page is going to be, is going to fit the very first challenge, the opening challenge. I'm also going to be doing recipe number 9, which is one I missed somehow. I skipped from 8 to 10, and I missed this. It calls for a grid design, which I'm certainly going to do. More than one photo, I've got 2. Hidden journaling, and I've done a little cluster here. I took a tag from the latest Mind the Scrap kit, and I cut it in half. It had this nice pink color on the backs. I hinged it with washi tape, nothing spectacular there. Did a fuzzy cut flower from a beautiful Cocoa Vanilla collection. This paper flower from the Mind the Scrap kit, and a butterfly from a previous, the same Cocoa Vanilla kit as there, and this Love You Endlessly quote from this sheet that came in a previous Mind the Scrap kit. So that will go somewhere on there. And that's my hidden journaling, and multiple layers, and I don't do anything that doesn't have multiple layers, so that was an easy requirement. Okay, so I'll put all my requirements off to the side here, and then I'll start. I'm going to do this tight grid. It's not going to be the 3x3 grid there. And as I said, I'm going to use this 6x8 as a guide for where this outline is going to go. And I'm going to do it out a bit. And the reason for that is I cut my grid segments from a 6x8 sheet of paper. So if I space them out at all, they'll be larger than the 6x8. So I've got that, and I may do some additional doodling on that later, but let me put that away. Okay, now I'm going to take this is mixed media, but it's not gonna be much, and I'm hoping it doesn't warp the paper. I'm going to take the key from our Margaritaville stay from last weekend. Let me kind of do this and this. I'll kind of, and I'm hoping that when I put the paper down, there's a fair bit of this showing. Okay, let me do a little bit more. And it should dry quickly and kind of, I'm expecting it to be kind of chalky. I have never used this particular, I just opened this particular tube of Art Basics Heavy Gesso in white. I've used the clear in that line. Okay, and these are uneven, and that's kind of okay. I wish I had something else to use that gesso on, but I'll put it aside. Okay, now I'm going to do something a little bit strange here. While this dries, it's not actually so strange, I'm going to take my 4 sections of background paper and I'm going to doodle a border on them. Not particularly because it needs it, but I really like the look of the black border with all these pretty kind of pastel-ish colors and the occasional bright there. Okay, so there, and I'm planning to somewhat follow the design here by having a kind of a horizontal element here and maybe the title right above there. And my title is going to be In the Bag. And it's about, even though it's a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks since Ava's birthday, the online services, I'm not sure what it is about kids these days, who they really don't like things in like department stores or shops. They really prefer online services that have, you know, kind of unusual sorts of things. And a lot of these things come from overseas and take a long time to get here. So I didn't get the wish list until it was too late to get anything in on time. And of course, everything arrived just after she went back to her mom's last week, or week before last. So I've been holding on to them. I just opened them today. Let me kind of arrange these, and I might do some embellishing. I would kind of like this one to go here, kind of breaking that line. So I'm going to go ahead and put it there so that I get a sense of how things are gonna go. I thought I'd put this here and maybe this here. This is the horizontal. Well, let me actually do it this way. And I'll put this horizontal flower it's fussy cut floral piece, and this will end up sticking on the paper too. So that's obviously from the same line, but I kind of want to set it off with something that's a little bit different. So I thought I might cut this in half and layer a bit under here, and then another bit back here. Right there. I kind of like that. Let me put a little liquid glue back here so that these things, I can't put any tape on there just above that foam tape. Let's see how that works out. There we go. Okay, I like bringing out that orangey color there. Okay, so that works out for that, and then I will go above the grid maybe and put the title in. Okay, I'll have this here, and I have another cluster of flowers that I could put there, but it's kind of in line with that. Let's see. If we do the photos, and the photos are small, where did they go? I've lost my photos. Did anyone there see what I did with them? Okay, they're here, and they could go maybe like this, right in that area. So I'm going to staple them together that way, and then I'll build things based on that. And I'm using a reusable bag that we brought back from Australia back in 2015, maybe? 2015, 2016, 2015. And we use it, it's a reusable gift bag, grocery bag, whatever bag. Okay, if I put those there, I can do a collection of butterflies here, and this floral there, or the floral, how about this? The floral maybe overlapping this way, but not so much. Maybe centered on there, but slightly to the left. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one on some foam. Place it right there, and that will lift this up, but I'm gonna lift it more. Here, and put it, I don't want to put it so far over that it'll prevent you opening that. They'll be lined up like this. So that should be okay. I think it just makes it a little bit more private. That hidden journaling, it makes it a little more hidden. Should I back these? I'm gonna say no. I did, when I printed them, I put a little square inside the photo and gave it a border to give it that look inside, and then I cut it with the white border around it to make it look like it's backed with cardstock, which it isn't. Okay, so if I do that, I've got room for this butterfly here, and I think I can do with another butterfly up here on this by that circle. I should have put it on the circle. Let me actually do it this way, off to the side. Like I said, I want that orange color to show. Okay, and do this one. This may be from a different, one of these is the, you know, I may hold this butterfly for another page. It's, I did some doodling on it. I'll do this big one here and two small ones with it, and I'll leave this as it is. So, this may be where the wing can, this could be tucked in under the wing. I haven't put this on there yet, and let me do some foam for it. Okay, and this I may raise up on another layer of foam. I will, because I want it to kind of stand out. Okay. I'll have that kind of like that. Okay, now we just have to put a couple butterflies on, and whether the gesso is dry or not, I think I might, let's put this going this way, and maybe I'll have this one. I need a little bit smaller piece of foam there. Okay, once I get these down, I should need only that title. Let me do that there. Okay, so that's how that's gonna work. Okay, we'll bring this back. It's warping a little, but these things being glued down on it will shape it up. Okay, so we'll put this down and see about placing these guys. Okay, just inside there. Maybe I'm gonna break that line. That's a, oh, I forgot to put the foam on back of here. Let me get this. And do a couple lines of it this way. And this will definitely stick, and it'll keep this paper from being in touch with the slightly damp gesso. Okay, there, and it's glued down. This is going to curl a bit, but it'll straighten out as soon as this does. And this is, yeah, that's on foam. Okay, now we'll do this one, slightly breaking that line with a couple lines of this. It's not going to be as tight a grid, but the photos should bridge nicely. Okay, there. And these, I haven't checked the spacing vertically, and I'm kind of off the mark there vertically, and that's okay because I've broken the lines on the side. This is just breaking the lines on the bottom there. And since I'm putting the title up at the top, it makes sense for there to be more room outside the grid there. If I'd made the same mistake but broken the lines at the top, if I'd put the bottom ones in first and hadn't looked at my spacing, I would, I'd put the title at the bottom. Okay, so here, I still want it lined up there. Okay, that's stuck down. Now let's stick this guy down, and we'll do the title. Actually, we'll put the photos. I may have some adjustments to the adhesive on the photos, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna line this up with the two. Is that rain, John?
Yeah.
Okay. It's raining again for about the 5th or 6th afternoon in a row. Beautiful sunny morning. Okay, that works. I need another layer of foam here so that it touches the background in that center area there. The rest of it can kind of be propped up. Let's see, I was gonna try to, okay, that works. And I have this, I pulled this out because I really liked how it goes with this diagonal striped paper. And it's like baker's twine with wire in it. And I thought I'd twist it into a pretty shape. And maybe see if I could sell it as butterfly trails, since I have butterflies on here. Maybe coming from there and then twisting it about and hiding this exposed part underneath there. Let's see what we can do. There. I'm going to place it and I'll faff around with the gluing later. But you get the idea of where I'm going with it. I'll have to be sure that none of that. Okay, that works. Now, the title. I've got these pretty alphas that have a pink and rose gold. They're pale pink and rose gold. And they're chipboard, so I'll go back and glue them later off camera, but we'll see. Well, actually, let me first go back and double up on my doodled border there. Okay, not sure why that makes a difference, but it does. Okay, in the bag, so I'm gonna break the line and kind of start it off center. I love this alpha. I'm glad I did that doubling of the line before putting this, and I'm expecting this to go off there, and that's what I wanted. It kind of brings more attention to it if it kind of breaks a line and doesn't stay within boundaries, or if it isn't lined up absolutely perfectly. It's a kind of an emphasis thing. The eye tends to notice mistakes, kind of goof-ups. In fact, advertisers back in the 50s, when they used to put a lot of just handmade sign type things, or small signs along the road that drivers could see, used to make intentional spelling errors because it drew your eye to the sign. That's kind of an advertising technique. Okay, let's do my checks. Okay, I have the gesso behind the grid here. I've got my grid layout with the photos here. I've got a horizontal thing. It's not as tight a grid as that, but and I have some circular things here and so forth. Here for the recipe number 9, I've got a grid design, more than one photo. I have 2 hidden journaling right in under here, and multiple layers all over the place. So I think I've fit the bill for all of those, and my my theme and title and subject are in line with the Mind the Scrap challenge number 1. So I'm off to find out what challenge number 2 is going to be, and I'm really having fun with this. I love how this layout turned out. This background paper is from a completely different line. But the color, because I drew in the orangey, peachy colors, you don't notice that the pinks in this background aren't the bright, pretty kind of fuchsia-y pinks that you get in a lot of that cocoa vanilla line. So I'm happy with it. There were several things I wasn't sure about, but my fears are my fears have been allayed. Thank you for watching. Bye.